Welcome into a special edition of Pressbox Live. And our topic today is the upcoming BMW Championship at Caves Valley Golf Club. And of course, no one better to talk about that event than the director of events for the Western Golf Association, friend now over these past few years, Vince Pellegrino. Vince, welcome in. Good to see your face.
Well, it's good to be here and it's good to be in Baltimore, and we are excited and ready to go for the BMW Championship.
Vince, I know you go through this, whatever venue it is, but it seemed like 3 months ago that we had the media day. Does the time, there's a 5, 6 weeks in between the media day and the event, does it fly by for you because you're so busy, or does it seem like it's taking a while?
No, the entire summer flies by. Outside of the BMW Championship, we also run another professional event called the NV5 Invitational in Chicago, and that's a Corn Ferry Tour event. We also run the Western Amateur, which is one of the best amateur events in the world. So we're pretty busy on the lead up to the BMW Championship, but our focus is always the flagship event. And, we've got a team that has been in place here on site, getting ready for the championship. So it's flown by. I can't believe it's already here. And, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're on the precipice of it. Again, the event starts on August the 12th at Caves Valley Golf Club. It runs through Sunday the 17th. Vince, tell us about this year's event. And I just want to tell people that if they're interested in tickets and they're obviously going fast, go to bmwchampionship.com. That's where you can get your ticket information. But tell us a little bit about this year's tournament, and then we'll talk about a whole host of other
Yeah,
topics.
sure. And just to touch a little bit more on tickets, our we have a junior ticket policy where kids 15 and under are free. So that's a tough price to beat. So if you're you got a couple kids who'd want to come out and see the best players in the world, they're free. We've got a really great military tribute policy as well, where you can reserve military tickets, complimentary to be here. Tuesday and Wednesday, we got some special things happening for the military that day. So there's a lot of nuances to our ticket options. Just grounds tickets, trophy club tickets, which are an upgraded ticket to hospitality, even individual hospitality tickets as well. But as to what you'll see when you come out here, it's the top 50 players in the world that are competing for the FedEx Cup playoffs. We've got Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy,
Don't
Justin
you mean,
Thomas.
Vince, don't you mean the top 49 plus Scotty Scheffler?
Well, yeah, we haven't crowned him yet, but I tell you
Nope.
what, he is just a phenomenal talent. It's fun to watch. But these other guys are going to have something to say about it. We've got the Ryder Cup captain, our past champion, Keegan Bradley, who's in the top 10 right now. But just a bunch of other up and coming names like Ludwig Oberg, and Cameron Young, who won at at Wyndham. But Colin Morikawa, Hideki Matsuyama, Patrick Cantlay, who won here back in
21. Yeah.
21, who's 23rd right now. So the field's going to be outstanding. It's going to be exciting to see them compete to get on to the next level. So this is the second event in the PGA Tour playoffs for the FedEx Cup.
Vince,
The
go
Yeah.
ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I was
Go
just going
ahead.
to say, we start out with the top 70 players, and then after Memphis, the FedEx St. Jude, we get to 50 here at Caves Valley for the BMW Championship, and then it gets whittled down to 30 for the Tour Championship at East Lake in Atlanta. So, it's a playoff system where they eliminate players as you go on. But yeah, it's exciting to be part of the playoffs.
Vince, I'm a golf admirer. I wasn't much of a golfer, but I admire the game. Tell us the course. How closely do you observe the changes from year to year in a course like Caves Valley, or from the time you hold the championship? And is the course very different in 25 than it was in 21?
Well, I gotta say the course and the club have always been phenomenal. I mean, it is a great facility. The hospitality is second to none. The golf course right now is impeccable. I mean, it is in absolute fantastic conditions. I think, weather has a little bit to do with it, but it also has to do with all the changes that they made to the golf course since 21. Regrassing fairways, enhancing the teeing grounds, redid all 18th green and put in a drainage system all over the golf course. Precision air on the greens, which essentially can heat and cool the greens, which is amazing. Obviously at this time of year it can be a little bit warm on the warm side, and that allows them to cool the greens down. But significant drainage, which also helps the playing conditions as well. And I think just agronomically, it's in a better condition than it was in 21. So I think the players are going to, absolutely love being here for the tournament.
Do all those things go into deciding to come back to a course? In other words, do they have to make, I know the Maryland Stadium Authority, for example, uh, they're behind how M&T Bank Stadium ended up getting escalators where it didn't have it at the beginning. Are improvements to a course important to regaining the event?
Yeah, I mean, I think improvements are always important, whether it's us coming to the championship or just, for the membership long term. I mean, the golf courses get to a point where you've got to put some work into them. It's 33 years old, the club. So at a certain point, you've got to invest in the infrastructure of the golf course. But in doing so, obviously that makes for a better tournament facility for us. And there's some things outside the ropes that the club has done for us to make sure that we can host the best players in the world, infrastructure wise, operationally. They've just been such a great partner of ours. Not only inside the ropes, but outside and in the community.
It's interesting. I remember in 2021, it was so insufferably hot that today, before interviewing you, I looked at the weather forecast out for next week, and it looks like it's kind of more mid to high 80s
We'll
than
take it.
90s and
We'll take it
everything
right
like
now.
that. Yeah, yeah. Let's
Right.
keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, exactly. A little cloud cover would be great. I mean, I've been wearing a, long sleever
Yep.
out there, right now. But yeah, I mean, obviously the weather is a factor in course conditioning as well. I mean, the humidity will obviously affect the golf course, and um, we want it to be as firm and fast as possible.
Hey, in terms of improvements, I happened to look up. I wanted to see which year Patrick Cantley won it, and I thought it was 21.
Yep,
And I noticed that the purse money was $9.5 million in 21.
it's gone
It
up a little
went
bit.
to 15 million in 22. When Victor Hovland won it in 23, it was $20 million. And last year, when Bradley Keegan won it last year, it was also $20 million. Where does that extra money come from? Is it sponsorship dollars? Is it attendance? All those things added up?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's sponsorship dollars. It's media rights from the PGA
Yeah,
Tour. Obviously they've increased their purses to really compete with Live. I think that was part of it to really kind of hold on to the best players and make sure they're compensated commensurate with their talents.
that
And I
makes
think
sense. Yeah.
that's part of the game. That's part of the evolution of the game, and it's part of the evolution of sports, and that folks are getting, the players and athletes are getting paid more each and every time. What I would like to say though is that the dollars that are spent at the BMW Championship, the net proceeds will benefit charity. So whether you're volunteering, whether you're buying a golf shirt or buying a ticket, purchasing concessions, it all goes to the Evan Scholars Foundation at the end of the day. So the proceeds, you can be rest assured that if you're volunteering or purchasing anything as it pertains to the BMW Championship, those dollars are going to go to the bottom line. They're going to go to charity. So, that's what we like to hang our hat on for sure.
All right. We're going to spend a few minutes on the Evans Scholars Foundation in just a minute. I did want to talk, you used the word volunteers.
Yeah.
Uh, is it too late on August the 5th now or 6th to volunteer for this event? And how would people would they go to BMWChampionship.com and click on the volunteer button?
Yeah, they would at this point. I mean, we're getting pretty close. We'll accept any volunteers, that want to come out and really it's a great experience. The
Yeah.
uniform package alone is well worth, the investment of coming out to the championship. So, yeah, we will be happy to have more volunteers to come out and enjoy the experience, from inside the ropes.
Uh, Tell us a little bit about the tea times. In other words, is that something, do they start every day at the same time?
Well, so with the limited field that we have,
Yeah.
only of 50 players, what we're fortunate to be able to do is to go off one tee in twosomes, and every day the schedule's pretty similar each day. So it's about 9:15 to 2 o'clock, finished local time about 6 o'clock each day. And
Okay.
that might vary a little bit on Saturday, Sunday, it might be early as 9 o'clock and then 140, 145 for the last groups, the leaders, so to speak, to go out. But every day we'll finish around 6 o'clock. So it really has a lot to do with television and but yeah, the schedule is pretty similar each day.
So if you get there 10, 10, 15, you're going to see a nice day of golf.
Oh, I mean, it's
Yeah.
a full day of golf. I mean,
Yeah.
that's 8 hours if you wanted to be out
Yeah.
here for that long. Some people like to come out early, watch them practice, warm up on the range, walk a few holes, and then just kind of hang out. We've got a lot of really neat things to do at the championship. Whether it's in our Baltimore beer garden where we'll have putting challenges. We've got a chipping experience in the main entrance near the merchandise tent. We have food trucks out here, so it's if you're not watching golf, there's plenty of other things to do.
All right. You've got a lot of experience watching golf. For somebody that's in Baltimore or the surrounding area, and in 2021 they said, "Boy, if we ever get that back, I'm going to come out. I've never seen a golf tournament." How do you advise a patron to watch golf? In other words, we're also used to watching it on TV. They just go to hole. But if you're out there, how can you get the best enjoyment?
Yeah, my advice would be to walk the golf course. So pick a group and maybe you pick a group, you know, not the Scotty Scheffler or Rory McIlroy group. But maybe you pick a group and you go out there and it's could be somebody like Cameron Young or a Ludwig Oberg or somebody who's a rising star or Andrew Novak and walk with those guys for at least 9 holes. I mean, if you want to do the 18, great, but I would walk 9 holes and be able to get up close and see how great they really are. I mean, they
Hmm.
are phenomenal talents. It obviously gets you a chance to see the golf course as well. And then what I would do is I would kind of camp out in a spot. We've got golfers right as 17 is a really good spot. You can sit up on the hillside and see back to 17 green.
Yeah.
You can see over to 18. You can see down to 11, and just kind of in a really good spot that has multiple views of golf. Or if you want to just take a load off and get a seat in our beer garden or in the main entrance area where there's other activities to do and just relax and get something to eat. That's also a really good spot to do that too. But there's a lot of different options and a lot of different opportunities, and whether that's upgraded tickets or hospitality, that's to get into the shade and the air conditioning and kind of relax and watch golf that way. That's also a really really good way to go. But I think when you first arrive, you might want to go to the driving range and just watch them warm up
Hmm.
and hang out there for a while.
Okay. One last golf question, then I do want to spend some time on the Evans Scholars Foundation. The Scotty Schefflers, the Patrick Cantleys, and all the top players, have they played the course recently? Do they know it's coming up and fit it into their busy schedule, or they just end up in Baltimore and they start playing?
Yeah, you know what? So the quick answer is no. They know what's on the schedule. They look forward to it, but getting a week of their time, to come here to check out the golf course is pretty unrealistic.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, when they get here, their caddies do a lot of work. Caddies go on the golf course immediately whenever they get there here, either Monday or Tuesday, and they go out and look. And they're kind of their eyes and ears out there a little bit as the players start to play their practice rounds. And a lot of times they'll play a practice round. Might play 9 holes on a Monday. They might play another 9 holes on Tuesday. They're going to play another 9 holes in the pro-am on Wednesday, which, by the way, the players are really relaxed and having a good time that day, and they're getting their work done. But that's a good day to come out and watch some golf as well. Um, but they pick up on the golf course so easily. I mean, they have all the information at their fingertips and their yardage guides. They know where they need to hit it. And these guys, just they see golf differently than probably you or I. They pick up on things, where to hit it, where not to hit it, where do I need to be on this hole. So they're quick learners when it comes to new golf courses.
All right. Vince, I want to talk about the Evans Scholarship Foundation because you mentioned caddies, and it's apropos to you said so much of the money, the purse money, goes into the charitable aspect of the BMW Championship. Tell us a little bit about how the Evans Scholars Foundation started, when it started, who it's named after,
Sure.
and then I want to get into the nitty gritty about how much money has gone into this and how many people have been helped by it.
Yeah, no, they're all great questions. And really, at its core, the Evans Scholars Foundation, it awards full tuition and housing scholarships to high achieving caddies with limited financial needs. So that right there is what the scholarship is all about. You have to have caddied minimum of 2 years, have really good grades, and certainly the financial need. But the scholarship was started in 1930 by
So we're
Chick
getting
Evans.
close to 100 years
We
of
are.
donated money. That is
Absolutely. Yeah. So in 1930, the Western Golf Association partnered with the celebrated amateur golfer Chick Evans and to oversee the foundation and award the two first scholarships to Northwestern University.
two,
Started with
two
two.
stuff.
All
Right.
right. Since then, we've awarded more than 12,500 scholarships
It's
in our
amazing.
history.
Yeah.
And each year we give out about 12. This year is going to be 1,260 kids in school at 27 different universities across the country. And the really neat thing about this year's championship is that on Monday we are going to have a ribbon cutting for the scholarship house at the University of Maryland. So we're opening up a brand new scholarship house,
That's
and
great.
with the support of the Caves Valley Foundation and the good work of the membership at Caves Valley, we were able to, partner together to raise enough money to open up that scholarship house. And really it's because of the membership, it's because of the foundation, but it's also because of the folks who attended and support the championship in 2021 and who are going to support it this year in 25. So it's a special scholarship. These kids, it's a life-changing scholarship to kids who wouldn't otherwise have this trajectory in life. They would not be able to go to the University of Maryland or Indiana University like I
Yep.
went, or other some great institutions across the country. So we've got a lot of folks that donate, to the scholarship program, and our hope is, you mentioned the 100th anniversary of the scholarship. Our hope is by 2030 that we can send 1,500 kids. We'll have 1,500 kids in school each year by then. So I mean, it's a lofty goal, but it's through the championships and the memberships like at Caves Valley that are able to, support us, support, what we do in the foundation.
Are you starting to plan some type of special things for the 100th anniversary of the Evans Scholarship Foundation?
We are. We
Scholars
definitely are.
Foundation?
We're thinking about where the championship is going to be that year. We're thinking about any special celebrations to commemorate the 100 years. But this was a dream by Chick Evans. In his early days when he wasn't able to afford college,
Right.
and he did make a little bit of money through some instructional recordings, and he decided to stay amateur and utilize those dollars to pay for some of these scholarships. And really the rest is history. He partnered with the Western Golf Association to get everything started in 1930.
I have to tell you, and I don't want to throw you a curveball here at the last minute, but at the media event last month, the kid that was honored this year is
Yep.
getting
Yep.
he was absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, Mr. Flowers had done a wonderful
Mr. Flowers,
job
yeah, yeah,
at that event, and really, that's what it's all about. I mean, at the end
yeah,
of the day, like that kid's life is going to be changed forever. He
no
would never
question about
he more than unlikely be able to attend University of Maryland, but if he did, the debt that he would be in when he graduated would
it.
be
Yeah,
just tremendous, overwhelming. And a lot of
un,
kids are like that. A lot of families are like that, these days, and the scholarship is needed more than ever. So
all right.
we're hopeful that this championship will be able to contribute more dollars. And since 2007, with BMW's help, we've been able to raise over $60 million for the scholarship.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Vince, you do a great job at getting all the information out and directing this event, of being the events director. Fantastic job. BMWChampionship.com is the way to go online and
Yep.
purchase your tickets. And if you want to try and be a last minute volunteer, click on the volunteer button. The dates again are August the 12th through the 17th.
Yep.
Going to be special. And I'm putting my vote in for the 2030 event to be held at Caves Valley.
There you go.
All right.
We got one
Then,
vote for that right now. We'll keep tally, let you know.
and I'll promise you good weather again, too.
Okay, well, I'll take that.
All right.
All
Hey, good
right.
luck with the event next week. And
Thanks so
thank you
much.
for spending some time with me.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. For Vince Pellegrino, events director of Western Golf, uh, uh, he's the Western Golf events director and the BMW class championship.